Sunday here in the beautiful city of Lincoln, Nebraska. This is only my second time ever here in Lincoln. I'm very excited to be back. I'll tell you what, you do have some beautiful people here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Yeah, you have very beautiful people. I came here from Iowa. I'm from Iowa, and I came here, I'm like, Nebraska. I'm like a 5 in Iowa. That makes me like a 6.6 in Nebraska, right? How wrong you have all proved me. If anything, I think I've gone backwards. I don't know. What are we going to talk about? What should we talk about? I got married over this pandemic. Yeah, thank you. She's pretty cool. Don't think it's going to last, but she's pretty cool. One of the unexpected things about getting married is that you get in-laws. That's kind of a nice thing. I didn't think that'd be a nice thing. That's a nice thing. I like my in-laws quite a bit. I fucked up on my notes. I'm so sorry. This looks so unprofessional. There we go. I like my in-laws. I actually have a nickname for my mother-in-law. Yeah, you want to know what it is? It's Old Yeller. Do you want to know why? It's because she got rabies, so we had to shoot her. I'm just kidding, guys. Just kidding. We shot her because she talked too much. Now that you're all on my side, let's see, what else should we talk about? Do you guys like that true crime stuff? Yeah, like those serial killer documentaries and stuff of that nature? Yeah, it's a pretty good time. I like that stuff. I think it's starting to change the way I see things, though. Like, I was on Instagram not that long ago, and I saw this picture of my friend and her husband, and they were tie-dyeing together. And it's very cute. And the caption said, the couple that tie-dyes together, ... And in my mind, I just went, dyes tied together. Perfect. I do like that true crime stuff. But you know what? I think all these true crime docs and stuff, they actually provide a fair amount of useful information, all right? Because, like, let's put it, for example, I know a lot about Jeffrey Dahmer. You know what I mean? Like, it's wrong to use the word favorite when talking about serial killers, I think. But if I had a favorite, it would probably be Jeffrey Dahmer. He's just got that X factor. I don't know what it is. But I know a lot about Jeffrey Dahmer, so I think in some parallel universe, if I'm in his gross Milwaukee apartment, and I'm in there, and he's pumping me full of drinks, and he's grabbing that drill, you know, to do the thing that he did with the drill and the stuff. I know so much about Jeffrey Dahmer, and I know that he was quite actually really affection depraved in his childhood. His parents didn't like outwardly show their love enough to him. He felt very lonely. He felt like nobody understood him, you know? So now that I know that, if he's like grabbing that drill and he's getting that necktie to strangle me, I could just turn around and be like, hey Jeff, do you need to be held? Need a good cuddle, good swaddle? I know that your parents don't approve of who you are. I just want to say I accept you. And I really like your mug made out of a skull. I just want to throw that out there. And then he would let his guard down, he would start sobbing, so I could just grab the necktie from it and just Jabba the Hutt his dumb Wisconsin ass. I did that joke one time, and a guy came up to me afterwards, and he said, hey, I heard your Dahmer bit. I didn't like it. I went, okay, I'm not going to change it. He's like, yeah, I want to let you know, Jeffrey Dahmer was not from Wisconsin. He would just committed most of his murders in Wisconsin. Jeffrey Dahmer was from Ohio. I went, oh, thank you. And he goes, yeah, don't ever let me hear you speak poorly about the state of Wisconsin ever again. And that's what I found out. There are some really twisted people in this world, folks. There are people that are proud to be from Wisconsin. Yeah, it's something. Yeah, it's great. You're from Wisconsin? Yeah, what part? Let me guess, the white part. It's all good. You would have been safe there. You're a woman. Dahmer wouldn't have fucked you. Nobody's safer in this world from Jeffrey Dahmer than a white woman. I don't know, it's interesting. I was running all my serial killer material past my mom recently, and yeah, I used to have a bit about Ted Bundy. And I ran this bit by my mom. She said, you know, I met Ted Bundy once. And I went, what? She was like, yeah, it's before he was captured, before he was America's most prolific serial killer. She took a road trip with her friend, my mom did, when she was a young lady out to Washington State. She took a road trip with a friend. And I want you to know, when I say this next thing, that I love my mother, but her friend, way hotter. Like, without a question. Like, it doesn't matter, but for this story it does. Like my mom looks like me with 30 extra years, 30 extra pounds, and just a whole lot of plaid. So it's a good time. So they take this road trip out there. They're hanging out by this lake, and this guy comes up to him, and he's wearing a tennis uniform. He's got his arm in a sling. Now, if you don't know, this was Ted Bundy's fucking move. He would put his arm in a sling and he'd go up to him and say, hey, my arm's broken, could you help me get this thing in the back of my car? And they would say, oh yeah, and they would help him, and then he would murder him. So, Ted Bundy comes up to my mom's friend and says, oh, I broke my arm, would you help me get this thing into my car? And my mom's friend goes, actually, sorry, we have someplace to be. And my mom goes, oh, I'll help you. And Ted Bundy, the United States' most prolific serial killer, proven guilty of 33 plus murders, executed for his crimes, looked my mother, little 21-year-old Michelle Maddox, who was not a catch, up and down, and went, no thanks. So, moral of the story, if you ever take your parents for granted, just remember your mom might not be hot enough to get murdered by Ted Bundy. I don't know. I really like reading about cults. You guys fuck with cults? Yeah, I've been reading a lot about Jonestown, the People's Temple, those kind of things. You know, those people who went down to South America, they drank the Kool-Aid and stuff. I think I'd be a good cult member. Not a good cult leader, I don't look that good in the sunglasses. But good cult member. Basically just because I'm bad at making decisions for myself. Like the other night, my wife was like, what do you want to get for dinner? And I'm like, I think we should move to Central America and kill ourselves. It's a good cult member right here. No, I was reading about the Jonestown cult. Did you guys know that Jonestown had a high school? And that high school had a basketball team. And that basketball team did not die in the mass suicide that day at Jonestown because they were playing an away game. Now, I don't know if any of you guys played high school sports, but coming back from an away game is like one of the worst moments of your life. And can you imagine what these kids got back to? They just rocked up there, they were like, everyone! Everyone? And you know there was that one asshole on the team that's like, hey Jimmy, your dad's never gonna find out you made that three-pointer. Just ruins it. I have a theory. That if your mom exclusively bought you shirts that said athletic department on them, it means she thought you were fat. I was at my mom's house recently. I found a whole treasure trove of these fucking shirts. And I was like, what's this about, Ma? She's like, wishful thinking? I don't know. It doesn't work that way. You don't get to just put a trait on a shirt and hope the person wearing that shirt adopts that quality. If so, Mother's Day this year would have looked a lot different. My mom would have gotten herself a shirt that said caring, or loving, or understanding of her son's body dysmorphia, something snappy, I don't know. But talk about my mom for a little bit and then I'll get out of here. You guys have been great. I'm so happy to be here in Lincoln. Give yourselves a round of applause. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for coming out to this Sunday evening show. It's a good time. So my mom is a lesbian. She's pretty good. Yeah. happy Pride. It's a pretty good time. She looks exactly as you would suspect her to. Like, everything I'm wearing right now is a hand-me-down. Including the mustache. Like, it's a pretty good time. My mom is like a stereotypical lesbian though. Like, she's seen Melissa Etheridge in concert like 14 times. I'm like, why do you keep going? She's like, I'm supposed to. Like, that's what we do. That's what I'm supposed to do. My mom's also past that point where she's almost like so masculine that she's becoming kind of misogynistic. Like, she gets mad at female sports announcers. She's like, they don't play. That's exactly how she sounds, too. Like, for example of my mom becoming kind of a misogynist, like, I think she's called me a pussy more times than she's licked one. Like, it's pretty good. My other mom is a trip as well. She is she just retired. She was a child abuse investigator for 30-some years. Yeah, that's how she learned how to do it so well. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys were fine with the serial killers. But I insinuate my mom knows her way through her job, and that's too much for me. My mom used to do a weird thing where she would carpool me and my friends through Davenport, Iowa, where I grew up. And she would just point out the houses that had horrible child abuse cases in them. Like, as we just drove through the town, she'd be like, Munchausen mother there, shaken baby there. And the worst part was that she threw in like little jokes at times. I think that's why I'm a comedian. Because she would just throw in little zingers. Like, we drove by a house when she's like, a kid ate a light bulb in that house. No more bright ideas up in there, am I right, guys?